Happy Friday. This is my Wonder Woman Band-Aid. They had The Incredibles and Wonder Woman, and I think there was another option, but clearly I chose the best option, because who wouldn't go with Wonder Woman after a biopsy? So, hi friends. Hi Amanda. Alright, so I wanted to give everybody an update. So I was lucky enough to get sent to a pathologist from my specialist that was able to do a biopsy and diagnosis the same day, which is pretty cool because it's the weekend, so who wants to wait for information, right? So, alright, so I'm just going to walk you through what happened this morning, and then I'm going to walk you through how I feel about it. So, first of all, I woke up this morning with what I'm going to call the peace that passes understanding, because the concept of getting a biopsy a couple weeks ago or a month ago, I was like, you're going to have to put me on like 5 Xanax. like that. I don't like needles, all this kind of stuff. Hey Stacey, hey Nikita, hey guys, hi Kelly. So I woke up this morning and I had this total peace, and I was like, I know it's because people are praying for me. I just had this total, I'm relieved at this point because like I have answers. So I didn't want to go through the procedure, obviously, but I woke up and I was totally, I felt calm. I felt peace. So I went to the doctor's office and Patrick was able to go with me. It was actually super cool because we were able to go in and he was with me the whole time. And so I got 2 lidocaine shots to numb the area, which is so funny, you guys, because I mean, who likes pain? But I don't really like the numb feeling, like, to be honest with you. I think that's kind of weird. So I'm like, all right. So we have 2 lidocaine shots, and then I got 2 biopsy shots, which is like a fine needle aspiration. So it's a really small needle, goes in, pulls out some cells. He went, and since he's a pathologist, he was able to look at those cells under the microscope himself. So he looked at them and he came back in, and in the meantime Patrick had gone to the restroom, and so the doctor comes back in and he's like, well, let's wait till he gets back. And I'm like, great. So Patrick comes back in and, hey Becky, hey Deb, and basically the doctor was like, this is I think this is Hodgkin's lymphoma. So we had been preparing to hear that, right? He's like, I know it's a lot to take in. Do you have any questions? What I need to do now is go in and get a core sample. I need to go do a core biopsy where he like goes into the tumor itself and pulls out tissue. So we're like, we don't have any questions right now. Go ahead, do it. So then he gets a bigger needle. Poor Patrick. I told you I woke up with the peace that passes understanding, right? I don't know that I had it while I was lying on the table because I was squeezing poor Patrick's hand. I don't like needles, but I was as calm as I could be during the process, and it went fine. To be honest, the guy was like amazing. The doctor and the nurse were phenomenal, and it was, except for the shots, pretty pain-free, to be honest, so it was pretty nice. But yeah, I'm really, really lucky. I've liked all the medical staff so far. They've been incredible. So so he went in and took 2 core biopsies to pull out the tissue, and he's going to send those, and we'll get more information on Monday. But I know it's tempting to be like, oh, there's still hope when you hear the term preliminary diagnosis. But he looked at the cells under the microscope himself, and he does this all day, every day, and he specifically said Hodgkin's lymphoma. in order to do that, there's a certain cell that has to be present. And so the concept of being like, oh, let's wait until Monday, is kind of non-existent. It's fairly certain that that's what it is. So that's what happened this morning, and now I'm going to talk about how I feel about it. So it's a lot, obviously, to process, but if I had to have something like this is kind of how I think about it. You can look at it like, well, why does God let something like this happen? Or you can look at it, which is how I'm choosing to look at it, where for whatever reason this is happening in my life, but God set me up for complete success. Like, the timeline blows me away. If I didn't have some health issues a few years ago that led to me becoming an FDN, that led to me going to the Mindshare conference last August, I wouldn't have the access and the resources that I have today to specialists and functional medicine practitioners literally around the country. Like, the best of the best. And if I didn't have some other stuff that I thought was life-altering and horrifying happen to me in 2015, I literally would not be in the position that I am with the resources that I have today. So in my mind, it's not, why is God letting this happen to me? It's, thank you for giving me the tools and the resources to handle this. Because if I didn't have these people and I didn't have the resources and the education and the knowledge that I have, I'd be terrified. But as it is, I have complete confidence that this is a blip in the road for me. There's no fear in terms of moving forward. There's no fear in terms of, like, I'm not going to beat this or anything like that. Like, I know I will. Like, it's not even a question in my mind. Like, it's just going to happen. But what I would also say, because I know many, thank you, Amanda. Hey, Ashley. What I know, a lot of you have been praying for myself and my family, and we have really appreciated it. I mean, really appreciated it. It means a lot. And I think that's a big reason why I had peace this morning, and I think it's a big reason. I think it's going to carry us through this process for sure, and I think, you just have a different perspective. But one thing I would ask you to add to that is Patrick. So if you don't know his personal history, I won't go into, like, a ton of details, but this is like really traumatic for him, because he was married before, and they got in a car accident, and she had physical injuries and brain trauma, and that put her in, like, a vegetative state for a while. And then there was a lot of surgeries and rehabilitation, and so he was caring for her and paying for those surgeries and caring for Keegan when Keegan was physically a baby, and he was maintaining a job and healing from the accident and doing all of this at the same time. So there's that. Then last year, his mom died from cancer. Then this year, I get diagnosed with cancer. So my concern is, I told him, I was like, I don't want, while you're caring for my body, for your body to get sick. So that happens a lot when you're, like, a caretaker and you're stressed to the max. Whether it happens at the same time or, like, 5 years down the road, it starts breaking down from the reaction. It's like you'll put everything into caring for this person and you don't take care of your own body, and then you crash later. So that's one of my biggest concerns, is that he stays healthy. Because honestly, like I said, I'm not really concerned about this. Like, I know that I'm going to kick it. And that it's going to be fine. So Monday we get more information because, like I said, he looked at it. He's really good at what he does. I'm going to believe what he says, that it's Hodgkin's. The reason he's sending it off really is to get more information, because there's Hodgkin's and non-Hodgkin's, but even within both of those, there's like versions. So there's Hodgkin's, and then there's like 4 different kinds of Hodgkin's. So he's sending them off to get more information. And then from there, we have to decide like what we want to do to treat it, right? So we got to get the lump out, and we got to do all this stuff. So I actually have, like, talking about being thankful for the resources that I have. Like, this is incredible, you guys. I mean, this is really incredible. I have an appointment today with a functional oncologist. Today. Who gets to say that the day they get diagnosed, they have an appointment with somebody like that? I'm really blessed. I'm really lucky. Like, and like, if you have to be thankful for having something bad happen to you, like I said, the timing, like God's plan and the way he orchestrates things, there's a reason for everything, and I know that he set me up and put me in this place for a reason. So I am thankful I have an appointment tonight to talk to her and ask a bunch of questions. I don't know if I will end up working with her or not, but she knows the conventional medicine side, she knows the functional medicine side, or the combination. Her husband had lymphoma. I really want to ask her some questions and sort of see. As soon as I got diagnosed this morning, I was like, question for her, question for her, question for her. So that's kind of next. But what my understanding is currently is Monday we'll get more information in terms of what kind of Hodgkin's it is, because of course they want to know that to determine treatment steps. I want to pick Heather's brain tonight for what options there are in terms of combinations, in terms of a functional approach, vitamin therapy, all sorts of different things. I know there's a lot out there. I just want to be informed. And then I think one of the things that's going to come up soon is more imaging, because when you have cancer, like when they figure out what kind it is, they're probably going to want to know where it is in your body. Like, is this the only spot? Because like that's really what determines like the stage, right? So stage 1, 2, 3, 4. So like if it's only this one lymph node, then it's stage 1. If it's like spreading somewhere, it can be stage 2, so etc. So my assumption is at stage 1, because here's the thing, you guys, like I said, in terms of timing, I am like ridiculously healthy, like so healthy. I got volunteer blood work done recently, like a whole panel of blood work. We included cancer markers, including the marker for lymphoma. All my markers are in range, like even the lymphoma marker. So my thought, my hope, is that we caught it so early that it's going to be like, great, let's shrink this sucker and get it out of there, and then we'll be fine. But I don't know if that's how it works, so we'll see. But I do know that I'm really healthy, and like I said, like all the work that I've put in the past couple of years to being healthy, you can always be like, thanks, Deanna. You can always be like, why? You can always ask why. You can say, did everything I do over the past couple of years mean nothing? Or, which is, again, the route I'm taking, I can say, oh my gosh, thank goodness I'm on this journey. Thank goodness I eat my vegetables. Thank goodness I'm low in sugar. Thank goodness I healed my gut. Thank goodness I balanced my hormones. I would be a train wreck if I had all of that going on at the same time. Can you even imagine? And my body's so healthy now that if I have to deal with something like this, I can deal with it. And who knows how much I've done so far that maybe has slowed it down or has helped the process. So that's the perspective I'm choosing to take, because if you go the other route, that's just hard. So if you guys can keep Patrick in your prayers, we will find out more on Monday. I have an appointment tonight to find out more about, functional, conventional, blend of the two. What are my options? That sort of thing. But yeah, just keep praying. Keep praying for Patrick. And like I said, I'm not really, I'm sure it will hit you guys. I mean, I had tears on the table this morning, so I'm sure that there will be more. But right now, I'm just really in the let's find out mode, let's take action mode, and let's be positive. And I really think that's the only way to go, is figure out what your options are, make a decision, and then mentally stay as positive as you possibly can. And I think faith has a lot to do with that. There's always when you have faith, you can say there's a purpose, right? And I know there's a purpose, and I know that God set me up in this place. I'm as healthy as I possibly can be. I'm going to keep it that way. I think that I've done as much as I can. I'm going to keep learning, obviously, but like I said, thank goodness that I've done the things that I've done so far, so that I'm not struggling with 10 things at a time. I'm only struggling with one big thing. So, guys, I also have to thank you, because really it has meant a lot to get texts and DMs and comments and phone calls, people telling me that their churches are praying for me, all this kind of stuff. It means a lot. It really means a lot, and I know it makes a difference. It does. So just add Patrick to that list is all that I would ask for you to do, and that's it. I'll do my best to keep you posted. Thank you guys. Have an awesome weekend.